right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome all back to Hot Takes with Booby, the best show on YouTube. I'm Booby, and this just in, the New York Jets actually won something. They won the 2022 NFL Draft this year. It was amazing, all right? And literally, when we compare these to past drafts, we've seen nothing but missed opportunities, all right? We made poor choices, especially in the quarterback room. We picked up Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson. I wanted Justin Fields over Zach Wilson, but as a Jets fan, I've learned how to cope. But this is a year where we sat there after all those picks and be like, holy shit, they got it right this year. They actually got it right. And let me go through these draft picks before I start saying the reckless stuff, all right? Because I'm going to get reckless towards the end, all right? Let's start with our top draft pick. Picked at number 4, hmad Sauce Gardner, cornerback out of Cincinnati, all right? They took him 4th overall, and they made a splash doing so. I mean, the first pick, everybody was off cue because, it didn't go, Thibodeau or Aiden Hutchinson. So everybody was off cue. But guess what? The Jets realized we needed a lockdown corner. We have not had one since Darrelle Revis. Let me say that again. We haven't had one since Darrelle Revis. How long has it been since he was a Jet? Like, oh my goodness. And they need to have a top cornerback if they want to compete in this division, all right? This division has Stephon Diggs. This division now has Tyreek Hill. It has Jalen Waddle, just to name a few, all right? You have to have a lockdown corner that can play these guys tight and force them to make mistakes and make them look invisible out there. This was a great pick for them, all right? 3 years at Cincinnati, all right? Over 1,000 snaps taken for Sauce. And guess what? He's allowed 0 passing touchdowns on him. 0 in 3 years. Over 1,000 snaps. I mean, is that incredible to anybody else? I mean, even if it's at Cincinnati, these are Division I athletes, all right? These are the 1% of guys who even get the opportunity to do that. And he locked down everybody. He even looked good in that playoff game against Alabama. All right? This guy is NFL ready. This guy's battle tested. Now, the no touchdowns thing, it ain't going to last in the NFL. We know that. It's just a matter of when and where. But he has the mindset, and he's got the intangibles to get it done, to be the next great corner of this New York Jets franchise, all right? He's fast. He's a quick guy, and he is exceptional when it comes to man-to-man coverage, all right? He's glued onto his man, all right? Now, he's going to have to adjust, all right? The Jets play a little more zone, but I think he can make that adjustment, no problem, and they will do man-to-man, so he's going to be in his comfort zone. He's got to gain a little weight. He's a little skinny, but his position, he's just got to run and cover people. So it's not that big of an issue, but if he gains a little weight, he could be a run stopper as well. And he has a very, very bright future ahead of him because the Jets, when you look at this defense, they want to build this defense to go back to those 2010, 2011 teams where the defense was nasty and carrying us to back-to-back AFC championship games. If you remember that, you remember the starting quarterback, Mark Sanchez, the Sanchez, was the starter. And you're sitting there, how the hell did they get there with that? Because the defense was nasty, and they understand that that's what they have to do to get back if the quarterback play is going to be subpar. Our second pick, Garrett Wilson, wide receiver out of Ohio State at number 10. Now, leading up to that 10th pick, we were kind of sitting here with our fingers crossed saying, Debo. And then we found out it wasn't going to happen, so it was like, bet. Let's grab the next best thing out there. Garrett Wilson, the most NFL-ready wide receiver in this NFL draft, all right? I mean, everything, all the prayers were answered. Drake London got picked before him. I didn't want Drake London. He's a big guy, but he never wowed me on tape. Garrett Wilson is the most NFL ready out of all of these wide receivers in the draft, all right? And guess what? He runs some crisp routes. He runs NFL routes, all right? He is going to be a day one starter. He will be starting in week 1. And he's going to make an impact on this team. He runs crisp routes. He gets separation in coverage, all right? He's a fast guy. He's very quick. Whether he's running like a post, whether he's running a vertical, he can get the separation he needs to get out there. And he was developed at Ohio State, whose wide receiver room is turning into an NFL factory, all right? I mean, you look at it, 10, 11, 12. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams. Jameson Williams was developed at Ohio State, and he played some good ball at Ohio State. Don't discredit Ohio State. They developed him, all right? But Garrett Wilson was the best of the bunch. And guess what? He can make some crazy catches, all right? He is one of the rare wide receivers that will put his body on the line to make a catch. He will high point that ball no matter where it is, all right? Garrett Wilson's going to get that ball regardless, all right? And now he joins a wide receiver room with Elijah Moore, Corey Davis, and even Braxton Berrios. This is going to benefit Braxton Berrios in the slot because now you're going to have to devote a little attention to Garrett Wilson and Elijah Moore. And guess what? Corey Davis and Braxton Berrios are getting ready for a big season because now it's their time. Zach Wilson no longer has any excuses, all right? You got weapons on the outside. Now it's time to get it done, bud. You hear me? Our third pick, Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher, Florida State. And the only way to describe this pick is manna from heaven. I mean, the fact that he fell that low to begin with. He fell down to 26, and the Jets were aggressive, and they traded back in. All right, I had my feet kicked up after the Garrett Wilson pick. Like, all right, great first day. Next thing you hear, Jets are on the clock. And I was sitting there like, bet, here's our edge rusher time. And the fact that he fell that low was just perfect for us. All right, this team is desperate to get some speed back in that front four. All right, they need some speed to get those front four dangerous again. All right, and he's the right guy to do it. Now, I understand he may be a one-year wonder at Florida State. All right, I understand that. But here's the thing. That 1 year showed us what he can do. It shows us his potential. All right, he's an NFL guy. All right, he's fought his ass off to get where he needs to be. And it's no secret, once again, we want this defense to be nasty, all right? They want to pressure these quarterbacks. They want them thinking. They want them throwing off their back foot. He can provide that, all right? Even quarterback pressures are just as good as sacks, all right? Pressure that quarterback, make a rash decision, all right? Insert him with Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers in the defensive end rotation, and let the big boys eat. Let them go to work. Let's get it nasty. He fits the culture. All right, he's got to put on a little weight. He's 254. Understandable. He's a fast guy, though, so he could make that work, and he has to play a little lower. All right, sometimes he's a little too vertical, and offensive linemen are going to get their hands in his chest. But the NFL, they will work that into him, and he's going to be a great pick for us. Another one that is going to be, he's probably going to be playing week 1. I mean, it's beautiful. Our fourth pick, Breece Hall, running back, Iowa State. Another story time. I'm sitting there eating pizza, right? And I'm looking at the day 2 draft board. I'm sitting there, Breece Hall's up top. I'm like, what if they get Breece Hall? I'm sitting there thinking, oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Next thing you know, they traded up to get him. All right? The Jets got aggressive again. And they took the best running back in this draft. All right? They took him before someone else would. He was the top running back because he carried those Iowa State teams in college when Brock Purdy, now drafted to San Francisco, wasn't getting it done. Breece Hall kept this Iowa State team relevant. All right, he is a great running back. They had him 99 overall, ranked up there with all the past draft picks. Right, he's another one. Oh, he's week 1 ready. He's a special type of back. He's a 3-down back. All right, he can catch. He can beat you with speed. He'll juke you out of your cleats. And he can get nasty and hit you with that truck stick, all right? Breece Hall's got all the intangibles that you need to be an NFL running back. And now, combine him with Michael Carter, who had a great year last year. He's looking to build off that. And Tevin Coleman, now we have a 3-headed monster. And that's what you need because NFL teams are rotating guys in and out. You know, you don't want to just hit them with one guy. You want to hit them with 3 guys if you got them. And it's beautiful. And once again, let's go back to these 2010, 2011 comparisons when we have LT and Sean Green pounding the rock down the throat of these guys. And don't get me wrong, I'm not comparing them to Sean Green and LT. I'm just saying we need options in the backfield, and this will provide it for us. We also got Michael Pirine. I mean, at the end of the day, it's what we need. Let's get that run game dangerous again. Start setting up some play action and take a little pressure off Zach Wilson, who doesn't have to throw the ball 40 times a game with his little ass. Jeremy Ruckert, tight end at Ohio State, pick number 101. I mean, this was another great one. I mean, lifelong Jets fan. He's a great tight end, and he's got sticky hands, man. We got C.J. Uzomah, and now we got Jeremy Ruckert learning off of him and getting playing time when he comes out. All right, look for him to make his money early run blocking, all right? He's good. He's a good run blocker, all right? Another guy developed at Ohio State. These tight ends are very, very good. And look for him later in the season when the wear and tear starts coming down on the starters and on the defense to get loose running routes and to show everybody his good route running and his great hands, all right? This guy can catch anything. I mean, it's beautiful. And he's going to have himself a great career in New York. I'm loving every second of it. Max Mitchell, offensive tackle, Louisiana Lafayette, pick number 111. All right, the kid can move on his feet. The kid's mobile. All right, he's an athlete. He's a big-ass person, but he's an athlete. And he can shift between tackle or guard. All right, so we got options with him. So we can develop him and see where can we insert him. All right, Now, his problem is his weight. He's a little underweight. All right, he can never hold down the weight. But I trust an NFL team to help him keep that weight on than a group of 5 school can. Look for him to be another piece of this offense. And our last one, Michael Clemens, defensive end out of Texas A&M, pick number 117. All right, the last pick for us was also another splash at the end because, once again, want to make this defense nasty again. Now, he has injury problems. I mean, he's an old ass rookie. All right, he's very old. Had some problems at Texas A&M. He was arrested twice in 2021. Now, I trust the Jets. I trust the Jets on this. I never thought I'd say that again, but I trusted on them because when these NFL teams start looking in your past, all right, they're like the FBI, and they obviously trusted him enough to use the pick on him. Now, he's a late round guy, so he's going to have to earn his spot at the table. There's not going to be a wait and see with him. He needs to come in and produce in camp and in those preseason games. Those late round guys can be hit or miss. We're going to see what we get out of him, but I like his tape. I like what he can provide for this team. When you look at the sheer draft picks they made, all right, I understand there were a lot of trades. You know, people got veterans, all this, that, and the third. But draft picks that they took, they filled need, and they added star power to a team that's desperately needed it for the past, 10 years? I mean, they did everything right this draft. That's why I'm excited. That's why Jets fans are excited. We ain't been this excited in a while, all right? Let us have this at the very least. And I'm going to say this. It's time to get reckless. They are quarterback play away from the playoffs, all right? They can grab a wild card spot. I'm not saying division championship this year, all right? But I think they can grab a wild card spot if Zach Wilson plays at the very least average, all right? We can't do below average. It's your second year, dude. There's no time for a sophomore slump. This is your year. You're on the clock because next year's draft is going to show a lot of good quarterbacks who are NFL ready right now. This has got to be the year that Zach Wilson or Mike White, whoever wants to step up, steps up because you got the weapons outside. You got the running backs that'll take the pressure off you and add a little play action game to your offense. All right, Mekhi Becton, I trust him to stay healthy this year. The line's going to be nasty. The defense is building up. Our top 4 picks are going to be day one starters. There is no excuse. Go out there and let it all fly, man. This is it. There's no excuses anymore. The mediocrity we've seen in the past, there is no room for it anymore. You guys just made a splash with this draft. Now you have to do something, or it's time to clear out that front office. Because if you can't get it right here, how are you going to get it right in the future? Because this, at least on paper, I understand it's the draft. They haven't played it down in the NFL. They haven't worked out yet. But right now, from what we're seeing, we will accept nothing less than 500 this year. And I really think they can make the playoffs if they do it right. Because Coach Saleh is a great coach, and he's building a great culture there. All right? Very excited. Can't wait for this NFL season to start. What else can I say, man? It's beautiful. Peace, love. Hot takes with Booby. Hey, make sure you check out my 100% right NBA bracket. Even though Dallas kind of screwed me over and Embiid's hurt. My 100% right Stanley Cup playoff bracket. Getting to hockey a little bit, guys. It's really starting to pick up. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, on TikTok for the mini takes. And more of me being reckless, man. Like I say, every week we are going to get this or we are going to die trying. All right? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, baby. Peace.